tall. I'm gonna get down here. Hi. Yeah, I'm making a grilled cheese. So, a very important step, which you should always do, is you should wash your hands, because we're preparing food for somebody else and we don't want to get them sick. So yeah, we're gonna roll up our sleeves, you know, turn the water on and wash our. If the soap will work.
A few inches later.
Okay, a very important step for any time you prepare food for somebody else is you should wash your hands. So get your soap, go in the sink, you know, get that soap on there, you know, rub it in, make sure you get your fingers, you know, clean off all those germs, because, you know, COVID-19, big issues, and, you know, just wash your hands. Bam, once you do that, you gotta get some stuff to, you know, make the food, you know, it's pretty important. Alright, so you're gonna need utensils to make this quality grilled cheese. You're gonna need a pan to, you know, cook the thing. You're gonna need a knife. Also, it's pretty important to make sure you have the ingredients, which are pretty key element to making things. So what you're gonna want is vegetable oil for the pan. You're gonna want some ham. I'm using Black Forest ham. You can use any kind of ham you want. You're gonna need cheese. It's pretty important because, you know, making a grilled cheese. I'm using provolone, pretty snazzy. And you're gonna want bread. That's pretty important. And lastly, you're gonna want some brown mustard. Now to start this, you're gonna want to make sure your pan's on the correct circle of heat on the oven, and you're gonna want to turn it on to a 4 setting. So if you don't have like this exact same oven I do, I would put it maybe halfway or low. You don't want it to get too hot. So I'm gonna put it at about 3.5 to 4. Then you're gonna want to get your vegetable oil, and you're gonna want to cover the thing. Put a good amount on there, so you know it'll do stuff. Now, while we're gonna let this heat up, I'm gonna bring it back over to the other side, and we'll get started making the sandwich. So on our lovely plate here, we're gonna take our bread, and we're gonna get 2 nice slices. And that's what you use for the bread, it's just 2 slices. Now, so after you have your bread, you're gonna want to get your butter, and I have butter here. It's not it's soft, but not that as soft as I would like it to be, because if you put too much pressure on this white bread, it'll be annihilated. So I would put it in a microwave for like very little time, because you don't want it to just be liquid. But you're going to want to soften it up a bit. Now that the butter is softened, you're going to want to take your knife and just get a little bit of butter, and you're going to want to butter one side of the bread. Not both sides, just one side. Now that the bread is buttered, we can get our other materials out so we can be ready once the oven's. So depending on how thick your cheese is, I would take maybe 1 slice to 2. Don't go, if you really want to, you can go more, but I normally do 2 slices of cheese, so just fry that apart. And it also really depends on what kind of cheese you're using. If you're using provolone, and that's 2 slices, and that's a pretty thick boy. You're also going to want to get your ham, you know, it depends on, it really depends on personal preference. You can do a lot of ham, you can do a little bit, but all that matters is we got ham. So I'm going to take some slices out here. Luckily my hands are washed with, you know, handling this food. And I'm going to use 2 slices of it. So 2 and 2, so we got 4 slices of total. Alright, we're back in the oven. It's starting to get warm. I don't recommend touching this, but I mean, if you're feeling, I don't know, spiffy, go ahead and slap it, but don't do it. Seriously, don't. You can feel over here like it's starting to get warm, and the circle hot thing will be red, as you can see. And yeah. And once this is warmed up, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take. Well, you're gonna have to be fast, because you're gonna have to like stack the sandwich super quick. So I'm gonna make sure I have my mustard here open, because it's gonna be like building a tower, but like really fast. So I'll get that out now. So I would take your first piece of bread, and I would normally recommend doing cheese first so it can start melting, and you're gonna want to just put down on there. You're gonna want to quickly stack your components. Your mustard. Good times. Take your knife, spread it on there. Make it nice and even. And then you're gonna want to get your second piece of bread and slap that around there. Now, one thing that I did forgot to mention was you're gonna want one of these bad boys so you can, flip it. You can use a metal one, rubber one, use a pattern. Now, you're gonna want to listen for the sizzling, because once it stops sizzling, that means you should flip. But it'll be very quiet, so you gotta keep your ear out. Alright, once it stops sizzling, you're gonna just take it up with this and let it start cooking on the other side. Now, I probably should have waited a little bit longer to let this heat up, because this is not very dark colored, I guess. So I would take some more vegetable oil, just get it around there. Move this. Just get some more out there, just so it'll help cook. And then you wait. All right, now once it stops sizzling, I would flip it over one more time, just so we can get. Because if you see here, this is the color you want. You want it to be a dark gold brownish. So we're gonna flip it back over, let that cook a little more so it can get back to that color, and give more time for our cheese to melt, and then we'll be done. Alright, now once you're done, both sides will be a dark brown color. You're gonna want to move this over here onto a non-hot surface. Put this on your plate and turn the oven off. It's really up to you, but if you want your house to burn down, you can leave it on, but I don't recommend it. Seriously, don't do that. And we can put this in the sink. And now we'll take our knife. We should, if we did this right, get that nice stringy cheese effect, and we'll just cut this right in. Well, we didn't get the nice stringy cheese, but it still looks pretty top tier, if you know what I'm saying. Alright, here's my father. He's gonna eat it.
Not to be confused with the song by Weirdo.
Yeah.
It was good. Yeah, not too buttery, not too toasted. Ham is good. I like the provolone and the spicy brown mustard.
What would you give it 1 out of 10?
It sounds good. Yeah.
Any other thoughts, comments, concerns? Also, I added a secret ingredient. It's poison, so yeah, enjoy that.